Meteorologist Matthew East here in the Weather on the One's Forecast Center. This is the Carolina weather video here for this May the 3rd here, and we have our storm system pulling through the Carolinas today. The same system that brought just tremendous flooding as we went through the course of the weekend in places like northern Mississippi, parts of Tennessee, and into the Ohio Valley in some areas. And I mean, just some incredible rain amounts. We're talking 10 to 15 inches of rain, parts of Tennessee, over the course of really not much more than a 24-hour span. Really, really incredible stuff. And the flooding continues to be an issue with this storm system. Let me show you this morning all of those sort of bluish-green outline counties running from southeastern Mississippi, western Florida, much of Alabama, northern Georgia, the mountains of North Carolina, western South Carolina, and on up into parts of the Ohio Valley. All of those are flash flood watches, and there are a number of flash flood warnings in effect. It's probably tough to see, but all the counties with the little green dots in them, that's where there are current flash flood warnings in effect. There's our band of rain as I'm cutting this video. This is a little after 5 o'clock in the morning, Eastern time. And a healthy band of rain, some embedded thunderstorms. There's been some healthy thunder and lightning around Atlanta and Montgomery this morning. And that's continuing to develop eastward. And quick shot up courtesy of Ray's Weather here. This is a look at the camera up in Boone where the rain is falling as I'm cutting this video. We're looking at 321 southbound there, right there in downtown Boone. All right, let's go to the next rad site here, the Greenville-Spartanburg next rad, and heavy rain in North Georgia. That stretch of Interstate 85 all the way from the Georgia-South Carolina state line through Atlanta. Seeing very heavy rain at the time I'm cutting this video, and that'll all continue to develop eastward and in our direction here in the Central Carolinas. Now, there you go. This is a look at day 1 and 2 QPF from the HPC. The heaviest rain over the next 48 hours will be southern Georgia, southeastern Alabama, the Florida Panhandle. The amounts get markedly less as you head northbound, but I do think this will be a decent rain event for most of us that are across the western, central, or even eastern Carolinas. Let's go to the modeling. This is the GFS. This is the precip through 2 p.m., 8 a.m. through 2 p.m., and then we go 2 p.m. through 8 p.m. today, and that band of rain and embedded thunderstorms continues to advance eastward. So rain and some thunderstorms highlighting today's forecast. Now, we're not going to see nearly the extent of rain in our area, in the Carolinas, that occurred back in the Tennessee Valley over the weekend. The system moving at a little greater clip, the same type of setup really not in place here. But with that said, I think widespread half-inch to 1-inch amounts, many spots local in localized areas, could wind up with over an inch of rain where you get some training of any convective cells that develop. So maybe some localized flash flooding issues, especially in the urbanized areas, but nothing like the widespread flooding that occurred off to our west. Now, in terms of severe weather, there's a day 1 convective outlook, generally I-85 and points eastward, included in that slight risk area. And it will be the farther east you go in the region, the better the severe weather probabilities today, simply due to the later arrival of the rain and storms. Therefore, the air mass able to get a little bit more unstable the farther east you go in the region. Now, let's go to tomorrow. That rain will continue exiting. I think for Charlotte and the Triad, the rain will end by this evening. Raleigh, that rain could linger through a good chunk of the night. And then the coast could actually see the rain linger into tomorrow morning. But it'll be ending from west to east. And for the I-85 and I-95 corridors, tomorrow will be a noticeably less humid day. It'll be a big air mass change where we have dew points upper 60s to around 70 this morning. We'll be talking dew points by late tomorrow in the upper 40s to low 50s. So it'll be a much, much drier air mass that moves in. Highs in the 80s tomorrow, highs in the 80s on Wednesday, a lot of sunshine. Now on Thursday, another weak cold front drops in. I haven't included any rain in the formal forecast, but you can see the GFS spitting out a little bit of isolated activity somewhere across the southeast with that Thursday front. But it looks like a mainly dry frontal passage. And then another front approaching late Friday. Now this is Friday at 8 p.m. on the GFS, and it technically has the front really in the mountains down to southern Alabama. There's the day 5 outlook from the SPC, broad area of severe probabilities there from the eastern Great Lakes down toward Kentucky and Tennessee. But it looks like that'll mainly be a dry frontal passage here for the Carolinas. This is 2 o'clock in the afternoon Saturday. That front is off to our south at that point. And again, it is a mainly dry frontal passage. One more chart. This actually should have been at the beginning, but I forgot to put it there. This is the temperatures, current temperatures. These are 4 a.m. temperatures. And this deeper shade of red here, that is 70-degree or higher temperatures. And that's very, very impressive for May the 3rd at 4 o'clock in the morning. But notice the air mass not drastically cooler, but slightly cooler and certainly much drier off to our west. And that's what we'll get in beginning tomorrow. All right, that is it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone have a wonderful day on this Monday, and God bless.